What's up? What's up, all of my beings of light, art, culture, and knowledge? Welcome to the Black Side of Liberty. It's your boy, Governor Wildstar. Hey, what's up, Wes? I appreciate you for being here, bro, as well as TJ saying, what's up, what's up? Y'all know what to do as we're having our chat here with our guests. Be sure to drop comments or questions during the broadcast. It'd be much appreciated. Make it all interactive and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I want to introduce my guest, who I'm going to be slotting in here very shortly, as soon as I can get my banners up. But yeah, he is none other than Rico Lamitte, who is the co-founder and host of the State of Cannabis. Welcome, Rico, to the Black Side of Liberty. What's up? What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother? What's happening? How you doing? How you living?
Man, fantastic. Trying to keep up with you. Shit, you everywhere. You're like, where were you at? The South by Southwest convention or some shit, some cannabis festival, just all over the world, it seems. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to keep up with you. But yeah, welcome to the Black Side of Liberty, Rico. I know you, man. I got to know you during my gubernatorial campaign. I got introduced to you. You actually did an interview of me. So, you know, I'm flipping the script on you now, man. I mean, you in the hot seat this time. So we got to know each other a lot better since then. But yeah, I want you to, if you could, introduce yourself to the people out there and let them know who you are.
Yeah, man, absolutely. My name is Rico Lamitte. I am the founder of Cannabis Global Decentralized Media Broadcast Organization, also a host and co-producer at State of Cannabis NewsHour, where you can get your daily dose every weekday morning on Clubhouse Live, and as also a podcast. We got 30,000 members now, and we're rolling, man. I've been in the cannabis industry on both sides, underground and above ground, for 21 years now, 21 total, but about 6 years now on the legal side, and just all about getting the truth out to people, letting them make their own decisions. And I believe everybody should have access to clean medicine and the benefits that our cannabis industry provides. And right now it's a little top heavy, and we need to correct that immediately and getting good information out to people, as well as good product. Period.
My bad. I didn't realize my mic was muted. I was talking to Madeo. So, but I was agreeing with you, man. I said, yeah, we definitely want some good quality product, something that will not kill us, you know, right, and that will do the trick. And that's what we really want, is some nice quality product that is not harmful. And that's something that's kind of sketchy these days, you know. It's so much going on with the terpenes, and I don't know. I don't even know what the hell is going on with marijuana anymore. They use all of these terms and shit, and that's the thing for the average marijuana smoker, you know. There's a lot going on with cannabis terminology that I ended up having a crash course with, you know, after you know, being introduced to the community by likes of you. But yeah, I mean, for the average person, cannabis knowledge is very foreign. So what is it in particular about cannabis that people should look out for that gets them that high, you know what I'm saying? And actually, like I was saying before, won't harm them, because there's a lot of things, you know, I don't know what they call it, Delta 9 or some shit, Delta 8.
Yeah, D8.
Yeah, they had some fake shit before. Remember, people were smoking it and they were selling it at gas stations and shit. But yeah, that type of shit. It was harming people. So what is it that people should be looking for, I guess, when buying some quality cannabis?
I think the biggest thing right now is people really have to make sure it's lab tested if you're going to get it from a dispensary. I'm never going to push people away from the trap, from getting unlicensed cannabis, because a lot of great access, unfortunately, is on the underground of the industry. Here in California, about 80% of the sales are going to still going to unlicensed providers.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's how you can access the best product possible, by all means, you should have that opportunity. You should have that option. There's not a lot of easy paths. There's not many easy paths to victory, to access for a lot of people in rural areas. There's not a lot of easy roads to victory for producers of the plant when it comes to getting licensed. There's way too many roadblocks. The taxes are way too high, and it's just really hard for people to succeed. So what you have is two markets right there, and I'm not going to lie to people and say that one is better than the other. One is regulated and one is not. It doesn't mean it's better. It doesn't mean one is worse. You see all these product recalls coming out from large MSOs, multi-state operators. You didn't have product recalls when we had the sessions back in the day.
Yeah.
I do agree that people need to have lab tested weed, and a lot of product, believe it or not, a lot of product that is not technically legal, is not above ground, is lab tested, and is lab tested by reputable labs too. But you should at least have that COA, that certificate of analysis, to see what is in your medicine. And that's something that everybody has access to. And I think people should at least, it's not a cure-all. You might still get bad product, but it can give you a little bit more peace of mind when you buy a product and it has that COA, it has that lab tested analysis. I have one right here on me, right there. Can you see?
It zooms in and it got it. Now that's for somebody that can get it from a medicinal, dispensary, from somebody that's buying it from the weed man. I guess they can ask, hey, has this been tested?
Yeah, and when people, there's lots of stigmas in our industry, but like one of them is, if you go to somebody who is unlicensed, then they're just gonna be, it's gonna be, I don't like going into somebody's smoky basement. Without naming any names, obviously, because I ain't no snitch. There are plenty of high-end unlicensed dispensaries across the state of California and providers across the state of California, and many of them actually care about the wellness side of the industry, and they're going to give you great product. A lot of times it's going to be better than what's in the stores. And with the prices and the taxes the way they are right now, and all those taxes are being passed directly from the retailers, directly from everybody across the supply chain to the consumer, you're going to be paying half the price if you go to an unlicensed or unregulated provider. Unfortunately, I wish it were different than that. We were promised a very different industry when everything was legalized 5 years ago, but you know how it is, Nick.
Yeah. The bullshit bureaucracy, you know what I'm saying? That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about, because the black community has kind of always been involved in cannabis in some way, shape, or form. So here we are, fast forward to, I guess, a time in society where it's being widely accepted. We have states that are legalizing, decriminalizing it, whatever the case may be. But yet at the same time, you're finding black people kind of still getting screwed. That social equity term that they throw around when it comes to business ventures, I guess, getting a stake in the claim. Again, like you said, it's difficult for licensure and et cetera, the hoops that they make people jump through. And like I said, black people at the back of that anyways. So with the laws that are progressing around cannabis, and not only here in California, but nationally as well, how do you see them benefiting the black community or people in general, just cannabis smokers? or just the populace. Shit, because as taxpayers, we always get screwed somehow. So
Right.
it's all the devil's in the details, you know?
I mean, just keeping it real, man. You know me.
Please do. That's what we're here for, brother.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, wait. You went silent on me. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. It says your mic isn't connected. All right, there you go.
Check. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay. Sorry
I
about
thought
that.
the Gestapo got you.
I'm like, no, I'm packing a little blizzy right now.
Oh, okay.
And I think I accidentally hit my mute over
We
here.
can't be talking to a cannabis guest and not smoke cannabis, you know? So
No, it's the truth, man. I practice what I preach, unlike a lot of people nowadays in and out of the industry. So what I was saying is, you know me, I keep it a buck, man. And the funny thing is, I was with my big brothers over at 40 Tons, right? They're doing a lot of like hiring fairs and getting a lot of ex felons that have gotten released into the industry, getting them jobs. And they have another one in Oakland tomorrow. I'm helping them get the word out for. I got approached by three different individuals who have seen me on or have heard me on the State of Cannabis NewsHour, and they asked me straight up. They're like, man, I love you on State of Cannabis NewsHour. You have the best intros, but besides that, you're always calling people out. Are you ever afraid of these people coming at you, coming after you, whatever? I'm like, no. What people don't understand about me, man, is yes, I'm money motivated, but I'm driven by karma. Straight up. I've already helped a company go public in this industry, and pretty much laid out everything for them, hit the block for them, took over 42% of the market when they had zero market share out here in California. And in the long run, it did me no good. And I was speaking the speak from this company just for them to sell out to a bunch of Chads from Canada and totally go against everything that we were building. Yeah, I'm money motivated, but I'm money motivated for the people. I want me, my friends, my family, everybody to eat off this plant because the opportunity is there. I know that it's there. I've seen it there. We continuously see all these big companies eating off of the meal that we have prepared. And but I'm driven by karma. Straight up. I was in corporate finance for 10 years. I was still trapping on the side when I was in corporate finance. But I made a lot of money. I was the most miserable I'd ever been in my life, period. I had a cancer scare, and that's actually what drove me out of the industry finally. I tried to quit a bunch of times, and I always joke around and tell people that the safest job for a Black man in corporate America is in finance because there's only one of us in each office, so they can't fire you, right? Right.
I'm
so
diversity hire, damn it.
So, but I got stuck in the machine. I got comfortable. I got stuck in the machine, and it was detrimental for myself, my health, my family. I was overweight. I had adult acne. I was having issues with my marriage, and I was drinking heavily. I was using drugs. And I knew that cannabis was medicine because it actually helped me get off of opioids stemming from college football. But I quit 3 times. The first time I quit, I was ready to join the cannabis industry because it's something I believed in. And like literally less than a day later, I was hit up by a headhunter, offered a 30% pay increase and a signing bonus of like $10,000 to go to another company. So I hopped on another one. I was like, okay, I'm here for another year. And I quit again. Like, I shit you not. And then it was one of the biggest companies. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to get in trouble, but one of the biggest companies in the global finance realm to be a branch manager in charge of $46 billion out here in LA. And they offered me a bigger bonus. Bigger signing bonus for 30 racks and like a guaranteed base salary of 175 plus a guaranteed bonus as well. And I was like, fuck. I want to do what I believe in. I want to do, like all this, but I got benefits. I'm gonna be making 200 like plus guaranteed. Like there's no way I could turn that down. So I took that job, and I was absolutely miserable. Still selling weed on the side, helping all kinds of people.
Help stop doing what you love to do.
Right. And just helping people with the same thing that helped me. And that's when I had a tumor. And unfortunately, it took me a tumor in my throat. Thankfully, it's benign.
Wow.
I have a TED talk about that too. But it helped me quit. And unfortunately, as a Black man in America, like you're gonna go for it. Like sometimes it's hard to ignore that carrot that's being dangled in front of you. It's really hard when somebody says they're gonna pay you something that nobody in your neighborhood ever made. So they give you benefits that nobody in your family's ever had. And you think about this stuff like over and over and over again. Do I do what's right? Or I do what's right for me right now because tomorrow's not promised. And I was living in the moment. I did those things. I made some good money. I blew a lot of that, almost all that money too. But I learned from it. What I'm seeing right now in the cannabis industry is the same exact things happening, like straight up. And you asked me about social equity. I love the idea of social equity. I love the philosophy behind social equity. The problem is we live in a capitalist society, and it's always follow the money, man. If it don't make dollars, like it ain't gonna make sense. And as a Black man, as you know, me and you, Nick, government promises you $1. We're lucky if they give you 10 cents of that dollar, straight up. And a lot of people are getting lied to right now about the opportunity. And the devil is always in the details with any of these bills that they put forward. And they say, oh, yeah, you're going to have an opportunity to build generational wealth, blah, 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 blah. And like no state has implemented a truly successful social equity program. And with the Republicans about to, you know me, I don't believe in political parties anyways. There's two sides.
Fuck them both.
Every coin, I stay on the edge, bro. And but the Republicans are about to take over, and you gotta be fucking crazy to believe that they give a damn about social equity. So the Democrats are promising you absolutely everything. That shit ain't gonna fucking happen. Republicans are about to take over in these midterms, and they don't give a shit about anything but the money side of it. So social equity, I love the idea. I love the philosophy of it, and what it is wronging the rights of the war on drugs. But it's a bullshit marketing term at the end of the day. It's created by H.G. Fredrickson, a white man in Idaho in 1968. And it's a buzzword. Nobody in the industry, doesn't matter what state you're in, can agree on a clear definition of what it is. So you're already creating confusion. So that's going to delay what can even be put into these bills. And Chuck Schumer and Chuck Schumer and Cory Booker, they're coming out with their COA-OA.
On 420.
I call it COA DOA. Is dead on arrival as soon as that thing comes out, because they're going to try to force social equity upon an industry that can't even decide what it even means. Right. So it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a smokescreen. And on what I'm seeing it being weaponized as a check is a box to check for every company that's deep pocketed, for every municipality that starts legalizing in their region or whatever. It's a box to check, but nobody even knows what the fuck it means. Right. So until we even get to that point, like your waste, choose my words carefully. you are a lot of people.
Always got eyes and ears, don't forget.
Not everybody, but a lot of people, you're wasting your time and your money believing that you're going to get into this thing. They're going to let a few people squeak in. That we've seen that. But when I started marching with the people, when I was on the ground with the people, when I was hitting City Hall every month for these public testimonies and everything, we had hundreds of people out here in downtown LA. The last Zoom meeting that they had, there's 12 people on there. 12. Wow. So you have people that have been priced out of the market. You have people that have been just bamboozled like left and right. You have the regulations changing on a month-to-month basis. So if you don't have long capital. I tell people straight up, I'm not consulting actively at this moment anymore because my schedule is just too crazy right now. So I'm not taking on any new clients. But what I have told my clients when they come out and they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to open a dispensary. They want to do this. They want to do that." I'm like, "You have 2 to 3 million liquid to make it through the first year." Because that's what you're looking at.
It's going to cost you.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at if you want to actually touch the plant. Like, be prepared to be taxed out your ass. Like, I think I was talking to Jason Beck. He's on our team on the NewsHour, and I think it's like like when you add everything up across the supply chain, if you have a vertical business, which is popular here, pre-ICO dispensaries in Los Angeles. If you're verticals, I mean, you have licensure, you have opportunity to participate across the entire supply chain. Your effective tax rate is almost 70%. The fuck kind of margins is that? like how are you not going to be, if you are successful and you are not a multi-state operator with revenue coming in from different places with different laws that are more lax other places? How are you not going to be doing something questionable to even keep your lights on, man?
Yeah, that's ridiculous that even somebody that is busting their ass to go the legal route, you know, still is priced out of a market that they essentially could have been in their entire lives. You know what I mean? Before this whole legalization, decriminalization BS came along. You know, so it's awful that, again, these barriers are being put up in front of a community, a group of people that have been, you know, criminalized because of it, victimized because of it. You know, the whole damn war on drugs was just busting people over a dime bag, you know, or whatever it was. Anything.
And they still are. they still are. Don't believe the hype that shit's changed.
Yeah, you're right. They still are. And that's the sad part is, you know, meanwhile, you have companies like Cookies and, you know, these brands that are popping up and pretty much monopolizing the industry, you know. And now, you know, what happened with California with Prop 64, they're trying to push it to the federal level with the MORE Act, sponsored by Kamala Harris and the same goofballs, Gavin Newsom and this crew, you know, or whatever the case may be. But people here, yeah, definitely they are. And if people realize that they were being robbed by these people blind, you know, and no, it's like in plain sight now, you know, but they hear terms like, hey, we're going to decriminalize weed, we're going to legalize weed, you know, and they get excited about it and they don't read the fine print. So with that said, what is some of the fine print that people should be paying attention to with, you know, recent legislation that has been presented, I guess, by Congress to legalize marijuana?
Yeah, absolutely. So I put out a pretty comprehensive. I actually put this on my Medium page too this week, but got a lot of great feedback on it. I put this on our email list. You can sign up for our email list at www.canavision.com, CANIVISION, canivision.com. I put out a pretty comprehensive piece on just that, and I'll bring it up right here so I don't have to paraphrase. The big thing that people need to worry about, that people need to be aware of, is there's this 4 bills out right now. Let me bring this up. And there's something in there for everyone, but you need to know what the pros and cons of each are. All right. So the Safe Banking Act, the MORE Act, States Reform Act, and the COA, right? So with the Safe Banking Act, right? Secure and Fair Enforcement Banking Act, Earl Perlmutter out of, I think he's out of Colorado. This is passed 6 times by the House. Originally came out in 2019, and generally prohibits federal banking regulator from penalizing a depository institution for providing bank services to a legitimate cannabis-related business. So basically, it makes it so big banks benefit from entering the cannabis arena.
Wow.
Period. it's being a lot of conservatives on that are pro safe banking, and I call people out like straight up. Like, I understand you're trying to get shit passed. I understand you have skin in the game, and money makes the world go around. But I'll tell people straight up, like, safe banking is not helping. It's not designed to help out any of the small players in the industry. Only the biggest companies are going to benefit from that right off the bat. And when you talk about Black people in the industry specifically, we can't get a loan in mainstream America. What the fuck makes you think that they're going to put you to the top of the list, to the front of the list, if they allow loans and they allow banking in our industry? Period.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like people are getting bamboozled. Like, oh, this is going to help with the violence. This is going to help with these people. No, it's not.
Oh.
If you have murders, if you have people getting robbed in certain communities, like maybe cannabis dispensaries that aren't having so much cash on hand may not get robbed. But I guarantee those robberies are still going to happen in the neighborhood somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So for them saying, "Oh, you're going to save lives," like, no, you're not saving lives. All you're doing is shifting the blame or shifting the victimhood somewhere else. And you know what?
What's stupid about what's stupid about people saying that is, okay, why do liquor stores still get robbed? You know what I'm saying? Shit,
right.
Why
there's plenty
still get robbed? Okay,
there's plenty of cash heavy businesses in the hood.
Yeah, for sure, and exactly. And there's always going to be a criminal, that's criminal minded, that's going to do criminal things. So there is no stopping those people. So it's kind of asinine for people to think that, hey, if you open the door for people to safely put their cash from selling weed into a bank, is going to stop robberies and murders or whatever the case connected to it. No, what that's going to do is exactly what you said. It's going to benefit the big businesses that are already, selling stocks and shit, for cannabis. Because those are, I'm pretty sure not too many of those are Black owned and operated.
Right.
But
they're the ones that are lobbying so heavy for
the safe banking. Of course, yeah. But what's sad is, it opens the door for, again, those bigger corporations, those bigger businesses to get even bigger. While the little man gets pushed out and edged out until he's eliminated and obsolete and, non-existent. And that's exactly what they want. It seems like they kind of want to push out Black people, or minorities, or whatever they want to call us here in America, a socioeconomic class of people that can't afford the status quo life,
Right.
And if that happens, then the middle class is gone, the working class is gone, and the poor people are gone, because what happens to the poor people? People don't care, It's like nobody cares about what happens to the homeless person on the street.
Tag them and bag them.
Yeah, and that's how they look at it. Like, well, hey, you should have pulled up your bootstraps and did what it takes, to make it in this capitalistic society. So, with the whole safe banking thing is bullshit, unless you start first with rectifying the damages that have been done with the laws, the current existing laws that are still putting people in jail, like you said, for selling the damn dime bag. And until you can fix some things around there, you shouldn't be progressing in one area. And it's sad that we're kind of seeing that happen only to benefit, one minority versus the majority.
What's crazy is there's a very simple equation that can help people in this. If you have 1 out of every 6 African Americans or Black folks, like however you want to call us today, 1 out of every 6 gets a home loan. Like, there's a 1-to-6 ratio of Black to white folks getting a home loan, right? Like, why don't you just prioritize it that way? And like, for every 6 Black businesses that get a loan or get an opportunity in safe banking than 1 white corporation can get a loan and can get an opportunity as well. If you want to actually have an quote unquote equitable situation, like the math is easy. Just do it that way and put the bill that state the bill as such. But they don't want to do that. They want to bullshit you and just deliberate and keep on kicking it down until they can decide that until they've decided they've got their biggest cut, both the government and all these corporations, all these lobbyists. Just moving it real quick here, that's not going to run through the other ones. MORE Act is the other one. It passed for the second time. That's Jerry Nadler, Democrat out of New York. Passed the second time 2 weeks ago. Top-down bill would remove cannabis from the list of scheduled substances and establish a process to expunge prior cannabis convictions. So this one was super flawed from the beginning, right? Yes, it passed the House. Like anything can pass the House when you're like run by the liberals right now. It barely passed this past time. It passed by a lot more the first time. I think it was like something like 30 votes the first time. I think it's like 12 the second time. But it's a more comprehensive plan than SAFE. Begins to address inequity in the current industry. However, it creates more taxes and it plants the seeds for a new war on drugs where you can be convicted for 5 years with a $10,000 minimum fine for most offenses tied to just possession.
Damn.
On a federal level, anywhere in the U.S. So you're creating.
Yeah, I've seen the video. Thomas Massey.
Yeah, Thomas Massey. Was it Kentucky or Kansas?
Yeah. He was
and
making a video talking about all of the fine print.
He's 100% right. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, the MORE Act passed. Like, the MORE Act already passed once before. It's not even going to reach the floor on the Senate. And it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's creating new opportunities to get locked up just for possession. All right. So in the next one, so States Reform Act, that's Nancy Mace out of South Carolina, Republican. Bottom-up legislation seeking to decriminalize cannabis and remove from Schedule 1 status and make it regulated like alcohol. So this one's very, very much pro-business. It's the most comprehensive bill yet with goodies for both sides of the argument. But there's nothing about social equity. Like I said, Republicans don't give a shit about social equity. It's federal level criminal justice addressed, pretty much the big business bill. This one's backed by the Koch brothers and Amazon. That's what they care about. They care about money. And this is why, like we have our conversations privately, Nicholas. Like you can pick your poison on either side of the aisle. And my thoughts on whichever way you choose, like the Republicans, at least they tell you who they are.
Yeah. They're the backstabber that you know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're telling you to your face. So
right,
like choose to allow them to stab you in the back. And it's like, okay, who can you blame? Nobody but yourself, right? But with the Democrats, damn it, it's like they deceive you with making it seem like they're on your side. Like Malcolm X said, the white liberal is not your friend. You know what I'm saying? And the Democratic Party runs rampant with them. So it's like at some point, we got to wisen up and say, hey, this hasn't been benefiting us. The same party that started out as Jim Crow, hang them and, set them ablaze and shit, KKK Democrats, okay, the Dixiecrats, they're still the same damn folk. They're just they're just wolves in sheep clothing at this point, So it's sad that they talk about progression, and, pushing the needle and moving things forward. But if anything, it feels like we're getting pushed back even further with them taking the lead, because we're not in the lead. We don't have someone in front speaking out for us. Who's out front speaking out for the cannabis community right now? Do they even have people in the cannabis industry? Like they're called legacy growers, right? People that have been involved in weed forever, right? So do they actually have them involved in policy decision making? I'm sure not. You know what I'm saying?
No, no.
And that's why everybody gets screwed. But moving along, because I do want to talk to you about a few other things. Last week I had my man Jamarcus Pearly on.
Yes, I
Um,
saw,
who
I saw that. I saw him on with you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man. I got to thank you for that because it was actually your interview. I plugged it at the end of that chat with him, by the way, which is great that you were able to get on this week, because he was talking about Dianne Feinstein,
Yeah.
with him working for her as a former staffer and, how it looked behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, when it comes to those people like us, representation, sitting at the table and actually having a voice and being heard. People
Right.
like Dianne Feinstein is ignoring those voices. Barbara Boxer, Chuck Schumer, or Barbara Boxer's gone. Damn it, she's Dianne Feinstein. She should have been gone. I mean, but yeah, you got Nancy Pelosi and all the other people that have seemed to have been there forever, still calling the shots for a younger generation, a more wiser generation.
Mm-hmm.
Because they act like we're stupid and we can't read, And if
Yeah.
you read the information, 0 people have died from consuming marijuana, period. You can look it up factually or whatever the case may be. There has been 0 deaths from marijuana consumption. So there are tons of health benefits of it as well. And, those medical reports are suppressed. And of course, when it comes to the policy decision making, that doesn't seem to be taken into consideration either. So you were talking about your health scare, and how cannabis benefited you. So I want to
Right.
talk about what people should be expecting or could expect from consuming cannabis for medicinal purposes. Because you have the people that just smoke weed just because they love it, like me, but then you have others who treat themselves medicinally, whether it's epilepsy or cancer or whatever the case may be, but also people that are dealing with PTSD, depression, other sorts of issues. So what are some of the things that people may be suffering with that could be solved by cannabis that you're aware of?
Right. So my issue goes back to playing college football. I played college football at Northwestern University, 01 to 05. Had a sore throat. Right. It was crazy. So I had a sore throat senior year. We played in Colorado against the Air Force. Came back with a sore throat. It was pretty bad. It wasn't even strep throat, but the doctor ended up prescribing me unlimited refills of Vicodin. Right. I'm from the hood and started selling shit, started partying with it. And I didn't have like a lot of money. And it was a way for me to make some extra money. So I did. And I accidentally got hooked on opioids. I was addicted to Vicodin. I got hurt training for the NFL and ruptured my Achilles tendon, and Vicodin didn't work, of course. So they gave me Norco. Got depressed because all my homeboys are still playing. They had their chance to get in the league, and I did not. I got fat, and they gave me Zoloft. And then they gave me, I couldn't sleep because I was popping all these pills all the time. They gave me Ambien to sleep. And we didn't have Obamacare at the time. So 3 months after I was out of school, I just dropped off of insurance. And I found out I had an $863. I will never forget that number. That's how much I had to make trapping on top of my rent to support my opioid habit, right? And fortunately, through a few other events, about a year and a half, almost 2 years later, that's when I got into corporate finance, and I had one of those what did Obama call them, the Cadillac insurance plans, and I just had a copay, man. I'd pay like $30 a month for all those drugs. Add a few more on there. Everybody I was working with was popping pills, doing cocaine, drinking booze on the job. But it was frowned upon to use cannabis. 7 years in, I I was traveling all over the United States. I was doing making big deals, and I was on top of my game, man. Wouldn't say it was the most scrupulous job, but I was on top of the game. I was doing a lot of good things. They were traveling me all over the biggest place, and that's when I found cannabis as medicine. I didn't believe in medicinal weed at all. And I always tell people that straight up. I did not believe. I thought it was just some California bullshit that to get people to access weed, and it's just like loophole in the system. And I'm all for loopholes. And we used to call it we call it in Chicago, we call it Cali medical grade. Medical grade. It was like the best of the best. And I got called out for being an addict. And I'm a different kind of cat, and it's probably from my upbringing, a lot of rough upbringing, like military. I was a military kid and all that. When I get called out on shit, that's when I respond the best. And dispensary owner said, "You're an addict." And I was like, "Fuck you, man." I was like, "You calling an addict?" And he said, like, "No, I can tell by the twitch that you have. Like, I work with a lot of addicts, and I think I can help you out with some stuff if you're down to listen." I looked around, nobody was there for me to be embarrassed. Like, all right, what you got, man? And like, I knew I was an addict. I knew I needed help, but I didn't have the support system around me. And in Chicago at the time, we didn't have legal weed. We didn't have any education about the shit. I really didn't think medical weed existed. I didn't believe in the science. I didn't know anything, but I was down to try anything because I knew I had a problem. And he gave me a couple of tinctures and a couple of different strains to use when I told him what I was addicted to, and it helped wane myself off of these meds. And like I said, I didn't know anything about the science behind it. I didn't even know. I didn't believe in any of it. But like, it was between 6 and 7 months later, I didn't need those pills, and I've been an evangelist ever since. Unfortunately, that was like the first time I tried to quit corporate finance, and I just got hit with more cash. And 3 years later, I had a tumor in my throat, it was benign, and I ended up finally getting out. And I've been an advocate ever since. And I do believe in cannabis as medicine. I'm highly, I don't know if it's a real thing. I'll just say like a high functioning ADHD, and like a little bit of a high sativa. I know my weed smokers, you two, Nick, probably got some jokes for me, but like Blue Dream is my shit, man. And like a lot of cannabis bullshit. Like that's my medicine.
Strain right there.
I'm not smoking Blue Dream right now. I'm smoking on some Sunset Mac. But
I got some Mendo perps over here.
But in the morning with my medicine, walking the dog or just taking care of like some errands or whatever. Writing for State of Cannabis NewsHour, when I write my stories out in the morning, like I just take a couple puffs of Blue Dream, and it helps me like slow things down. It helps me focus. Right? You can use it for that. There's lots of topicals, salves that you can get into that help with eczema. You can help people with anxiety, help you with your insomnia. With me, it helped the chemical imbalance that was inside of me that kept me addicted to these opioids that were pushed on me for following the rules, for injecting myself into the system. They gave me a bunch of fucking drugs to keep me hooked on this stuff. Big pharma get paid all of the way. I always tell people, follow the fucking money. Like we were guinea pigs as collegiate athletes. We went to top 10 university at the time. I know it's not top 10 anymore, but we were top 10 university academically, and they were giving us sample packs of Vioxx, Melexicam, a bunch of drugs that aren't even on the market anymore. Because they're tied to strokes, they're tied to heart attacks and all that stuff. And they would give us 10 packs. I go to our team trainer after a practice of a hematoma or something, a big ass bruise in my leg, like a sprained ankle or something. Like, can you help me out, doc? Whatever. And like, yeah. Medical rep, pharmaceutical rep leaves the back office, and they have like these big ass packs, single packs of Melexicam. Give me a 10 pack of that. Tell me how this works. Like we didn't know, but at the time we were building data sets. We were contributing to big data before big data was a thing.
Y'all were the test subjects.
We were guinea pigs.
Yes.
And we trusted these people with our lives, like literally. And that's what happened. And nothing else helped. I tried all different kinds of things. I tried hypnotism, tried a bunch of other shit to get me off of these pills. And the only thing that helped, man, was cannabis.
Wow. You think that a class action lawsuit or some type of recourse would come from that happening, and that being done. But like you said, the big pharma has our politicians, our government in their pockets so deep, and they call the shots with these lobbyists that they get to skate. You know what I mean? It's awful, but when it comes to accountability, it's truly up to we the people and to do so, because the people that we're hiring, with our vote and paying with our tax dollars, to do a certain job, don't really give a damn about doing that job. They more so care about facilitating that relationship with that big business, whoever it may be. So when they, leave with their name recognition and their title and their stamp as a government official, they can go off to some comfy job working for them. And we've seen that happen time and time again. It's just sad. So, I did want to talk to you about one more thing before I let you go, because we were talking about social.
Okay.
Was that?
Yeah, we can go a little overtime if you need to.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I usually try to keep the chats under an hour. People got short attention spans, and I like to talk and shit. So,
anyway, you know me. I told you, like, no holds barred with me.
All right, cool.
Ask me whatever. I will. Certain things to protect myself from getting sued.
Yeah, I know.
Protect myself, but
you'll choose your words wisely.
I'll give you the real, and if I have proof, I have evidence, I have shit like that I can present. Like, I have no problem calling motherfuckers out straight up.
All right. Hey, and that's why I fucks with Rico Lamitte, y'all. For sure. But yeah, brother man, we were talking about social equity and somebody helping the Black community and how that would look. There's lots of talk about reparations, and if we're getting screwed with the social equity licenses, and we're still having to fight to get ours, how can we trust government officials when they talk about reparations? You know what I'm saying? And why should people even support that idea in general? How would weed reparations look if it were to play into a part of that,
So here's the thing. I get into great debates with my conservative friends when I talk about reparations, right? People were saying that social equity is going to be like, oh, it's our best chance at reparations. It's like, nah, like, y'all give up too easily. If you care about reparations, then fight for reparations. I believe, given the studies that have been done by multiple think tanks, multiple reputable people and organizations and institutions, that we are at a huge disadvantage living in this country with our color skin, period. And there's a direct tie that goes back hundreds of years to people who have suffered, or their families have suffered this generational trauma with all of that as well, from chattel slavery, straight up. And if the U.S. helped giving the Jewish community money after the Holocaust, if the U.S. helped the Japanese community get paid, like after the internment camps, if you're talking about giving Ukrainians money, for coming over here and all that,
yeah,
the dust hasn't even settled with what happened over there, and we're in the fog of war with all that shit. And you guys can break off with like 13, 14 trillion dollars, like just pull that shit out of your ass for COVID, right? I know we're not to say. I'm not saying like anything else about
Do not mention the virus that shall not be named.
If you can come out of 14 trillion, like out of nowhere, you can pay motherfuckers at a disadvantage. Like a lot of Black people, just like myself included, like a lot of Black people don't want to be in the system, but we don't have that safety net, like yo, like I don't want to be in corporate America. I'm going to hit up my father, hit up my grandfather, and he's going to fund my business, and I'm going to be successful. We don't have those ties.
No, hell no.
Like,
when they talk about stolen inheritance, you know,
right.
that's a mute conversation, you know.
Right.
is one that's
And
not.
that's why, and that's why I support reparations. Like I'm not a socialist. I'm not any of these ists at all. I believe in doing what's right, number one. And I don't give a damn what you say or what you believe personally. Like period. If you want to be a racist, you want to be a racist on your own time, like whatever. Go over there. You have the right to be a racist. You know, with the way this country is made, and people have the right not to do business with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if I'm a racist, melanin deficient male in this industry, I can come up with the same ideas and I have a much better chance of getting support for that, whether that's from the government or whether that's from friends and family. Like we don't have that same opportunity here. So if you as a government or if you as a politician are talking about, oh yeah, we need equity, we need this, we need better opportunities. I was like, I agree with that, but let us do it our way.
Yeah.
If you're gonna support like anything, give us the fucking money.
Cut the check.
Right?
Cut the check. You heard it. Hey, I just track back to this 40 acres and a mule. You know what I'm saying? And we were promised, you know, they
admitted they fucked up.
Yes. And we weren't giving it. You know what I'm saying? There was even damages done to certain families, you know, and historically we could track back and factually the information is there, you know, the proof is there. So you can give those people what's due to them, like the Bruce family and, you know, Bruce's Beach. They gave them back Bruce's Beach. That was land stolen from their family. How many families in, you know, Black families in America are in need of that, you know, are actually a recipient of that? I think if anything, we should have a qualifying process for those people to give what's due to them. You know, I think it's a matter also because I get I get stumped on this damn or on my position on reparations because I'm one of those conservatives that are like, hey, where are we getting that money from? You know, and truthfully, honestly, Rico, they getting that money from us. We're still the taxpayer. You know what I'm saying?
So if they're gonna take that money from us regardless, like yo, stop supporting a bunch of bullshit programs that are gonna fucking fail, and let us decide what we want to do with what's owed. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is money that is owed multiple times throughout American history. Motherfuckers that were in charge of this nation have admitted that they fucked up.
Yeah.
Continued to fuck up. And they keep on saying that. I'm like, all right, you're telling me time and time again that you put me and my people at a disadvantage. Whatever. I'm willing to let that go once we square the fuck up and you go to your corner, I'm gonna go to mine.
Right.
What I want to build. So
and it's kind of like they don't want to do that. They just want to say, hey, we're equal. And you know, you're like, hold on.
Let's bygones. Let bygones be bygones.
Right, exactly. Oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the thing is, if they wanted to, you know, provide reparations to all of these groups, like you said, Japanese Americans, Native Americans, Ukrainians who aren't even damn Americans, you know, you want to give our hardworking money to other groups of people before you want to give it back to us. You know, we're taxed to death already, just as, you know, hardworking people in this damn country, period. Just, you know, no matter what your damn skin color is, the American worker is the most taxed, you know what I'm saying, in every way, shape, and form. But we submit to it. And like you said before, it's going to take us getting to that point where we say enough is enough and stop taking our money to give it back to us, give us what's due to us and get the fuck out of our way. Because simply put, that's really all Black people are asking. They, how it is. You get approached by white people. What do you guys want?
Right.
Get the fuck out of my way. It's that damn simple. I don't want equality. I don't want to hand up. I don't want any of that. You know what I'm saying? I want you, to square up. Like you said, hey, you owe me. That it's like going to the hood and say, hey, that $50 I loaned you that you keep telling me you go give me.
Right.
I need that. Hey, federal government, I need that. You know what I'm saying?
We see you guys over there eating, right? Like, whatever, eat. But break me off that bread you fucking owe me. Exactly. And let me eat and let me feed my family too. Right. Like if you motherfuckers want to be racist, like yo, fuck that system. Let us thrive outside that system. You have agreed that you fucked us over.
Yeah.
Pay your tax.
Right.
So that's my stance on it, and I think people need to be open about that, having that conversation. And it's not going to be an easy conversation, but a lot of good can come out of it, right? If people on both sides of the aisle have tried to instill or either implement or even support, we've had a lot of bipartisan support for a lot of like reparation-ish programming, right? But the problem is these rules are made by you. Right. We didn't have a say in making the rules that you abide by. So let us make our own. Let us be over here. Let us fucking thrive. And we have so much talent in our community. We have so much entrepreneurial spirit in our community. And we want to do business with our people. And we want white people to do business with us too. We want to do business with white people. But I care about doing business with the people that like me, that I like, that I want to do business with. I don't ever want to have to hang my head after going to work, knowing that I bit my tongue in a certain situation where some racist shit was said, and I couldn't do a goddamn thing because I wanted that check.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I don't ever want anybody be in that position. So if you want to do business with me, do business with me. If I want to do the same, I should have the opportunity to do what I want, say what I want, and deal with the consequences that come from my community.
Yeah. Period. For a group of people that's supposed to be, providing empowerment, they shouldn't be denied that right, because to me, that's an inalienable right. That's a human right. We should be able to establish and, receive that dignity, and respect from others. Because hey, we're human beings, and we shouldn't be treated like anything less than. But it's unfortunate that in this day and age, we still have to, like you said, it's a conversation that needs to be had. Let's just clear the air. It may be hard to have, but it's just like any good relationship. You're a married man, you know what I'm saying, to a wonderful woman, and
as are you.
Oh, thank you very much. And you have a beautiful daughter as well. So, I appreciate that about you, because also it shows that dedication towards, family building. Yes. And, that's what we need as a community, is more people committed to family building. Because if we looked at each other as being family, then I think we could be a lot further as a nation, as a society. If I treated you as I would my brother, or better than my brother, sometimes me and that motherfucking boy. But but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Treat you like family. Right. And if we had that type of relationship, then things would be better communally, but also as a government body as well. If they embrace that type of idea, then hey, we probably would see a government that serves us, serves the people, that's for the people, by the people, and we need to get back to that to that state. You know,
Yes.
I would love it if we could. You know, I'll do my best to do whatever I can, you know, to get elected wherever I can to get that ball rolling, you know.
We need
But
to get you in office. Like
hey
ASAP.
man, I'm
Like,
trying right now for city council,
yeah, I
you know,
know.
in Fresno. But I want to turn things to you before we get out of here. Just
Yeah.
plug everything that you're doing, man, from the
All right.
top to bottom, because you're just doing a whole lot, man. Bring us up to speed, please.
I'm simplified. I'm simplified.
All right.
So number one, www.canavision.com. Check in there. Join our mailing list. Put out the biggest news stories. We talk about things that most people in the mainstream industry right now don't want to talk about. We ask the right questions, and it's decentralized media. I have Chris Jackson up in Detroit. Him and Tatiana doing their thing with Canavision Midwest. Joe Stallsworth out on the East Coast. And Hush, Chicago, Kay, what up? Val out in Chicago doing their thing for Canavision 2. Check us out. YouTube, also on IG, CANIVISION.com. And then also Maison Tight. Check out, we have excellent hoodies, hemp hoodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you got to feel this. I got to get you one, Nick, ASAP, so you can actually feel how soft this is. My partner Ryan out in New York is a 3-year process developing this hemp organic cotton blend.
Wow.
And we have a patent on it as well. Built-in odor-proof pouch.
Damn. Do y'all see that?
Magnetic, people? Yeah, magnetic enclosure, so you can silence the loud. And
silence your loud.
Yeah, those are built into our hoodies. But also we white label these for brands too. So if you want your shirt on here, super dope. Holler at, support Black business. And
please,
shout out to the fathers out there, man. It's a big shout out to my daughter. It was her 2nd birthday on Friday.
What?
Yes.
Woo-hoo. Happy birthday, Zoe.
Yes. So we did our thing this weekend. So big shout out to my daughter. Big shout out to my wife for holding it down, Social Work Sage, and support Black families, man.
Absolutely.
We want to do dope shit, and I love what you're doing, Nick. Appreciate you. I love you, brother. And everybody out there, when life gives you no place else to turn, you can always turn the fuck up. I just gotta let y'all know that. Turn up.
I love that. Straight up, brother, man. Hey, I love you, Rico. We still haven't met in person, y'all. I mean,
let's make it happen.
Straight up, we definitely gotta make that happen. But
we'll document the whole damn thing too.
Yeah, brother from another mother. Much love to you. I'm gonna get out of here. I think my son just busted in here. Damn it. See, look, yeah. I'm on that dope dad tip right now.
Look at your clone, man. You got a clone.
He just popped in here like, hey, what you doing? So
like you with hair.
I know, right? All of my hair came off of my head right here. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you go so you can be a dope dad for the evening. I'm gonna do the same thing. Say hi, say bye, Jazz. Hi, bye. Love you much, Rico. Thank you much for being on the Black Side of Liberty, and take care until next time, brother. All right. Peace. All right, you guys. That again is my brother from another mother, from another universe as well, Rico Lamitte. He is the co-founder and co-host of the State of Cannabis NewsHour. He introduced me to the State of Cannabis NewsHour. I'll actually be on there tomorrow, every Thursday on the State of Cannabis NewsHour. You can find me on the correspondent, but you can find him there every damn day, Monday through Friday, doing this damn thing, 9 a.m. on Clubhouse. So be sure to check it out. Y'all saw the damn Instagram right there at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to connect with my man. He got his Canavision on there, so you can connect with Canavision. He got his clothing line. He got the State of Cannabis. He got the Dope Daz podcast. He got all of that. So please connect with my man Rico Lamitte of State of Cannabis, Canavision, Canapreneur, extraordinaire. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here, but before I go, please be sure to connect with me and support me if you can right here on taxationistheft.info. All right, there we go. Let me bring it up. So if you want to get your taxation is theft gear, please be sure to check it out right here. Taxationistheft.info. Some of my favorite merchandise, y'all. T-shirts, hats, bumper stickers, all that good stuff. And of course, my favorite, the stamps. So you can stamp all your money with the Taxation is Theft stamp. You can find it all right here at taxationistheft.info. Use my code GOWILD2022. You'll get a discount on your merchandise as well as kick a little back to your boy, all right? I'd appreciate it. And also, if he's pulling me down like, hey, come on, let's go. All right. So if you smoke that cannabis, that good old THC, and Delta 8 and CBDs and all of that good stuff, head on over to nugofknowledge.com. You can make all of your purchases right there. Also use my code Wildstar if you want to get a discount and help me fight the war on drugs. Yes, you can help me help you and help Nug of Knowledge fight the war on drugs by making the purchase and using my code, because that's exactly what this organization does with every purchase of their products, okay? And if you want to help me get elected City Council of Fresno, head on over to crowdpack.com right there down at the bottom of your screen, crowdpack.com/seek/GoWildFresno. Okay, make a contribution to yours truly. I'm a 100% grassroots crowd-funded candidate, and trying to get another $1,000 or so. I know I could beat this guy, trust me. But I'm not going to out fundraise him. But I know if I can get a little bit more money, I can make some noise here in Fresno and possibly get elected to one of the largest cities in the entire country. 5th largest city in California, okay? And one of the largest cities across the nation. So help me get elected by heading on over to crowdpack.com. Make a donation today to yours truly. And also, you can make a donation on Cash App using $GovernorWildstar right now. Please make a Cash App donation so we can keep bringing these Black Side of Liberty chats and Chance guest star to come on to the show. So please check it out, all right? And definitely share if you're watching on YouTube, all right? We need you to share. Help me grow my audience. I'm getting shadow banned and all of that stuff. I got a strike on YouTube. But yeah, I need you guys to help share these videos. Share. Subscribe, of course. Like, comment, all of that good stuff. Engagement also helps with that algorithm so more people can see these videos. But yeah, of course, sharing definitely helps. If you didn't hear me say that enough, all right? But I'm going to get out of here, you guys, and take care, young Chancellor and Lady Wildstar, all right? Till next time, long live liberty. I'm up out this bitch. Peace. Say bye, Chance. Bye.